If you get the special Blu-ray edition of Robotech the Shadow Chronicles, you can get Robotech 3000 as good as it looks.
In the gray, right here. Second, yeah, third row, yep.
Frank,
yes, sir.
When you went in for your voiceovers,
yes.
By chance, was it ever documented on video? Somebody came in and just shot you? I mean, just the...
No. You know something? They took no pictures. Tommy gave me for my book one picture of me. I don't know if you guys know this. Our president, somebody in the marketing department got an idea to send me dressed up as Rick Hunter to New York with Rebecca as Mindy. And so they made a whole costume for me, and Tommy was kind enough to find a picture of me with actually dark hair, signing, and we went there, and it was like, I went, hey, how you doing? And this little kid said to me, well, what are you talking about? You're not Rick Hunter. And I said, okay. And so it was like, I went through this thing, I said, how am I going to sign these things? Do I sign it Frank? And there was no Rand yet, or do I sign it Rick? You know, and so, but after a while, you know what I found? That was the convention that I went to. It was a toy convention that I met the fans for the very first time. And the fans were cool. They go, ah, it's okay, don't worry about it, relax. And I got to talk to a lot of people, and we had a great time. But I was actually, as a picture of me, rare, dressed as Rick Hunter, and you found it and sent it to me. It's in my book. But very few pictures.
Actually, I heard that story from Tony Oliver.
Yes.
And the way he told it, the kid believed you were Rick Hunter until he heard your voice. Autograph book, and then as soon as you opened your mouth, he was like, "You're not Rick Hunter."
Yeah, there was this little kid, and at that time it was Matchbox. Didn't they have two SDFs or something? There was a little one and a big one. So this little kid is there looking at this big SDF. So I said, hey, you know, why don't you get your dad to buy it for you, you know? And he goes, I don't have a father. I felt bad. So, and I said, all right, well, and I hand him the little one. And he looks and he's... So I take the big one and I hand it to him. And he looks at it and he goes, get out of here. I said, right, get out of here. And I told Carl said to me, Matchbox was going to charge me for it. Please.
Hey,
but I don't know where he is now. He's probably in his
This is an open call. Post us on the internet. If you are that kid.
Yeah, I want to find that kid, and I still hope he's a Robotech fan.
Hey, is that good enough of a story for you?
All right, you, sir, remembered your question, it appears.
Yes, twofold. Number one, I never thought about following a voice actor before. I'm wondering, what other projects have you been involved with? Are you going to be involved with in the future? And, Mr. Sound Engineer, I brought it up before. What are the possibilities of a 7.1 audio for the CD? Well, it would be a DVD.
That part, you know, as far as voice actor, after Robotech, I went on. I've done lots of television, lots of animated series. I worked on a show which you guys know called NYPD Blue for many years, 13 years on that. Lots of things, and I also was a studio executive, hurts to say that, at Warner Brothers for a long time. So I know when you guys are talking about Warner Brothers, about that environment, as a writer and producer. And now, as far as my voiceover career, it's very limited. We're going to work together, and I'm primarily a writer and a producer, you know, director, kind of thing like that. But I miss voiceover, and it's fun. You don't have to get into costumes. You can do it in your underwear. It's great.
All right, time for couple more questions, sir.
I actually grew up with the RPGs, played marquee source books. I ran a club in my middle school to play those games. I loved it right in the novels that all came out. And I know those came out through Del Rey, but I don't know who controls the content for, well, I mean, who controls, you know, what goes into that, if there'll be some more new content coming out. But what is the chance of seeing that in, you know, brought back to life in video? I mean, it's kind of hard in the industry, but Is there any chance that we could see some of the stuff that came out of, I guess, the Lost Generation series of books, or anything that's been published with like?
All right, this actually brought up an interesting question, and this was before the Shadow Chronicles came out, and this was when the Sentinels, as an unfinished series, was not that old. This was like in early 2000s, and one of the big questions that fans asked was, when are we, going to get more Sentinels episodes? And this kind of created an interesting conundrum: is what was the biggest reason why everybody ran home from school to get Robotech, to watch it again on TV, is because you wanted to find out what was going to happen next. It was like years before Lost, it was like Lost for the 80s. You were being driven mad, insane to find out whether Rick was going to go with Lisa or, vice versa. Or whether, Rand was going to hook up with Marlene instead of Scott Bernard, But, the conundrum with the Sentinels was that a lot of the storytelling that people would run home for, in terms of the Sentinel storyline, had been played out in the novels. And so I think it's fertile material to go back to. The universe is good. I think it would just be that it would not be an exact retelling of the novel. It would have been told in a different way. Because I think that sense of surprise and anticipation is a very important aspect of Robotech.
We haven't read the novel. We can't read. We always want to. We want to see it.
Or we'll just include, we'll include a, like one of those Men in Black style mind wipe devices, which.
Yep, folks. Hate to break it, but we have to end it. I'm sorry. We can do this for 2 hours straight. You've all been wonderful. Thank you very much. We hope to see you all next year. Please drive home safely.